So yes, my question is about the music in the book. And it seemed to me that especially in the first part, the Kalaf part, there's a lot of mention of different songs, but there's very little description of what these songs actually sound like. And I would not have guessed from the book alone what Kuduro sounded like. So, yeah, like Daniel, I was using YouTube to educate myself as I went along, which was great. But I was wondering if that was your intention, that we would go away and find out what these songs were like somewhere else, or was there some other reason why you didn't talk so much about the music itself rather than the history and the culture?
Um, yeah, it was a little bit of both, I would say. I wanted to have the same experience I have when I heard songs for the first time. Yeah. I I encountered most of the music that I described there by accident, by going to record shops, surfing the YouTube and just type the word Kuduro and just see what comes up. Um, so I didn't want to be that descriptive because one, is very hard to describe it. And because the music is so present, it will become repetitive and boring at some point. So I wanted to avoid that. So of course, on the Portuguese edition, we were, I don't know if this is the first edition. Yes, that's the first edition. We have a list of all the songs. Oh, sorry, it's very hard to see it because of the filter that I have. But I have a list of all the songs mentioned in the book. For some reason, it didn't end up on the English version, but I felt that would be an easy way to help people to navigate through the book. So, in order to help and make it a little bit more interactive, I created a playlist that is available in the platforms. I believe is Spotify. If not, yeah, I believe Spotify for sure is there just to help. And I use the same list that I have in the Portuguese edition to help others to navigate. But it got translated also in Spanish, and for some reason as well, we don't have that list there. Again, there are different rules, different. What can I say? I encounter things that I was not expecting because, for example, on the Portuguese edition, I have a little bit more description, a little bit more insight about the songs, I have quotes and things like that. But because of the rights and everything that comes along in the UK, I we had to cut it out. So yeah, it was a mix of the two realities, going through this experience of presenting songs and helping, or at least trust the reader that will, trust the curiosity of the reader, but also at the same time understanding that, yeah, there are things that need to be cut out because of laws and rules.
I mean, I think Mark's question is really interesting, and I think there's something about the difficulty of just conveying what music sounds like and feels like in words. I mean, this is an obvious thing to say, I guess, um, unless you were describing technically this many beats per minute, this is syncopated, this is the instrumentation or whatever. But it strikes me that the section that I feel like I have the greatest sense of the music in some ways, just as a reader, was the middle section. And one of the reasons for that is because the middle section is the one that has uh, a lot of dancing in it. And so the middle section is the one which has a lot of people talking about what the music feels like, what it feels like to listen to the music, what it feels like to be moved by the music, what it feels like to be in a club and you can hear that, you can feel the vibrations in the soles of your feet. And writing about what music does to you as a person is a thing that in some ways is much easier to connect to as a reader. And so that middle section, because it has so much dancing and learning to dance and people being introduced to the music through this physical thing, through movement, it feels like that is it's a thing that as readers, even if we don't know the music, we can connect to more than a description that requires a completely different sort of imaginative work, I think.